Hello, reading room. We are starting a new book today, and that book is Letting Anna Go, and the author is anonymous. All right. There's some other books here. It's in the same spirit of Go Ask Alice, which I've read before. When I was young, I read that. An incredible story. Also written by Anonymous. The book cover that Go Ask Alice. Again, we used to be able to change IP addresses and for this reason to get on a different whatever. Now we can't because I want to follow your data all over the place. Thanks, data harvesting companies. I wonder why Anna was letting go. So this is written in a diary format is what it is. All right. So Friday, May 18th, weight 133. Breakfast, bagel, toasted, light cream cheese, orange juice, fresh squeezed. Thanks, Mom. AM snack. Who has time for this? Jill gave me a lifesaver in English. Does that even count? It was green. Lunch. Turkey wrap with Swiss cheese, sun chips, fresca. Half a bag of gummy fruit snacks. Ensued. Brouhaha was a word on my final vocab quiz of sophomore year today, as was the word said the girls on the other cross-country teams have been using our sport to hide their eating disorders. They run until they collapse from not eating enough, not drinking enough, not knowing enough. Hello, dingbat, running 4 to 8 miles per day? You're going to need some calories, at least 2 brownies after dinner. Naturally, the adults are only now catching on. They thought that's just what runners look like. Parents sometimes clueless. As a result of not eating, these girls get sick and we girls get to write everything down. Our food, our feelings. I still feel it's funny somehow, or maybe absurd. Also on the vocab quiz. Not Vanessa, that is unfair. What about the guys? Or Jeff? Yeah, this is cool. I want to do it too. Lovebirds. Too cute equals puke. Coach Perkins, if you're actually reading this, that was a figure of puke, not literal puke. A figurative puke, not a literal puke. Coach says she'll be checking the... Please, I've been keeping one for 6 weeks. Me laughing. Why? Jill, so I can lose 10 pounds. Me, you'll disappear. Shut up. Seriously, you already look like a Q-tip on toe shoes. I think that's supposed to be 2 shoes. They took it literally, right? Jill, the nutcracker nemesis must be vanquished. You're losing 10 pounds for Misty Jenkins? I'm losing 10 pounds for me. I will be Clara this Christmas, or you have seen my last pirouette. She blew on her nails and looked at me with the same wide-eyed stare she has presented each Friday night past when making pronouncements of epic proportions over popcorn. These are not to be poo-pooed, and I made the mistake of laughing. She pounced with it in the middle of the night, but she says you get used to it. I turn into a pumpkin at about 11 p.m. every night. Dad was doing his cooking tricks because Jeff and Vanessa were watching. Dad tried to get her to have an omelet. CalorTrack, which helps you keep track of what you eat. Everyone who uses the app can go online and enter the nutritional information and serving size of the foods they are all being absorbed like somebody threw ice water all over him. He stopped dancing and started doing dishes. I don't think anyone else noticed except Mom. I don't know why Dad won't let her be part of the fun. He handed her a plate with an omelet without smiling and turned back to the sink. Mom sat and talked to us while she cleaned her plate, but I couldn't take another bite. I just wanted Dad to come sit down with us. Mom, these are so good. Dale, come sit down and have one with us. Grunt from sink. His cooking is almost as good as his dancing, said Jeff. Vanessa, do the funky chicken again. Mom, I always miss the good stuff. Dad under his breath, not much of it. No one heard Dad but me because I was sitting closest to the sink. And because Jeff was trying to demonstrate the funky chicken dance, Mom laughed at Jeff's attempt, then asked me if I was going to finish my omelet. Dad turned around and shot daggers at her. He opened his mouth to say something, but then glanced at Jeff and Vanessa and Jill and turned around again. Me. It's all yours, Mom, I'm stuffed. Dad didn't think I saw him roll his eyes, but I did. How can he go from somebody I love to somebody I hate in a span of 4 minutes? AM snack, nothing. Still full from breakfast. Dad's omelets are huge. Lunch, tuna fish sandwich with tomatoes, carrot sticks, barbecue potato chips. PM snack, Yugo Yum yogurt, chocolate swirl, small with bananas, pecans, chocolate chips, and hot fudge. After her rehearsal at City Youth Ballet, Jill texted me and asked me if I wanted to get yogurt. She drove by my place and picked me up, her hair in the signature bun of ballerinas everywhere. You Go Yum is one of those pump-it-yourself places that seems to be sweeping the nation. There's even one in my grandma's town, a wee town with a single stoplight where the Starbucks recently closed. I chose a small cup and took pride in my perfect loops of classic vanilla and chocolate swirl, making a picture-perfect soft swirl cup, topped by a tiny twist like the ones in TV commercials, requires both patience and precision. When I'm successful, it pleases me beyond words. I placed my yogurt on a scale at the register and turned around to see what Jill was having. Her fingers held only her phone, upon which she was typing out a text message. Me, where's your yogurt? Jill, pointing at mine. Right there. You aren't getting anything? Just a bite of yours, thanks. But you texted and asked if I wanted to come get yogurt with you. Jill, no, I asked if you wanted to get yogurt. Me, that bun is restricting blood flow to your brain. Dinner, Buster's Burgers, Junior double cheeseburger with ketchup, tomato, lettuce, mayo, crinkle cut fries, Diet Coke, half a chocolate shake. Split it with Dad. I get the family tradition aspect, but I'm not sure why Dad still insists on Buster's Burgers every Saturday night. Lately, every time we go, he gets all hot and bothered if Mom orders a burger that isn't protein style, no bun, or we'll be standing in line and he'll start saying things like, wow, that new garden chicken salad looks great. You want to try that, Linda? He says it in this voice like he's never seen a garden chicken salad before. And if he can't imagine such a thing, full of wonder and awe and a tempered excitement, as if at any moment he may simply explode with the rapturous joy of grilled chicken and tomatoes on a bed of mixed greens. It's the voice I suspect scientists use when they first saw satellite photos of the rings around Saturn. It is the most annoying thing in the world. Newsflash, if you are so concerned that Mom eat a salad with low-cal dressing on the side, maybe Buster's Burgers isn't the place to come for dinner every Saturday night. Just a thought. I'm almost 16 years old. Our family unit will undoubtedly survive if we take a weekend off. Mom sat there across the booth from me, picking at her wilted greens, watching Dad munch his barbecue bacon double trouble and drink his thick, dark beer while he plunged quarters into the tiny jukebox they have mounted on the wall over every table. When he got up to order another one at the counter, Mom snuck a couple of his fries and scrunched back then, Mom, to me. They were so tight he couldn't have sat down on a penny and told you if it was heads or tails. Dad, and I could still fit into those jeans. What he meant was you couldn't fit into what you were wearing back then. What he meant was you couldn't fit into what you were wearing back then. Of course, he didn't actually have to say those words. He just looked at her the same way he did at breakfast this morning when he ate the rest of my omelet. When she ate the rest of my omelet. Nobody talked on the car ride home, but I knew the silence was the calm before the storm. When we got home, I kissed them both goodnight in the kitchen, and before I got to my room, the terse whispers had exploded into an all-out battle, name-calling, dish clattering, counter-banging, door slamming, the usual. Our usual. I caught words here and there. Late shift, hospital, lard ass, disaster. So mean. How could you? Not with a 10-foot pole. Cleaning lady, pigsty, ship. Sundays are big sales day. He grinned as he saw us coming up the drive, but I couldn't smile back. I hate it when he and Mom fight. I get sweaty and gross. But he insisted on a hug and told me he'd left us a surprise on the counter for breakfast. 2 donuts, 1 brown glaze, 1 chocolate long john. Mom woke up while Jeff was polishing off the last of the donuts, and Vanessa and I were stretching in the living room. We were watching an episode of this reality show we love where drag queens redesign each other's bedrooms. It always devolves into somebody throwing a wig at the camera. Mom paused and looked at the donuts but didn't have one. In fact, she didn't eat anything, just sat on the couch with us, staring at the TV until the show ended and Jeff left to walk Vanessa home. I was starving again and made an AM snack. Protein smoothie with strawberries and bananas. There was an extra left in the blender, so I offered a glass to Mom. She shook her head. I asked her if she was going to eat anything, and she just looked sad and told me she needed to save her calories for dinner. I asked her if she was writing down what she was eating. She sighed and didn't say anything. Mom has this big epic astounded. The little dollop of dressing had more calories than all of the carrots and turkey I ate combined. How is that possible? When I took my plate back down to the kitchen, Mom was standing in front of the refrigerator holding the package of cheese slices. I saw a bag of potato chips on the counter. Me, want me to make you some turkey roll-ups? No, I told you I want to save my calories for dinner. Me, just because you don't put the food on the plate doesn't mean the calories don't count. Mom, sigh. PM snack, none. I got lost in a biology blackout. I didn't even think about eating until I heard the garage door opening. Dad was home and brought barbecue takeout with him. The smell made my mouth water and I ran downstairs. He was grinning ear to ear as he laid out ribs and pulled pork sandwiches, coleslaw, and baked beans on the island in the kitchen. Dad told us the new salesperson he lured away from another dealership was already the best producer this month. He said she's already sold more cars in 2 weeks than his top seller sold all of last month. Mom did a double take when he said the word she. What? Mom, sigh. Are you going to eat with us? Yes, I've been very good all day today. Dad, I can make you a salad if you want to keep it up. Me, Dad, lay off. She's hardly ate anything all day. Dad, I'm just trying to help. Mom, sigh. You know, the mom is just not saying anything so she doesn't cause a... Okay, reconnected. I'm going to wait for the spinning wheel to stop spinning. Okay. All right. Dinner, 6 baby back ribs, baked beans, coleslaw, half pulled pork sandwich. We ate in the living room. Dad wanted to watch this zombie show on cable, which was fine until the last 5 minutes when 6 of the undead jumped out of the woods and chased the hero's wife across a grassy country field. When she got hung up on the barbed wire fence and ran out of ammo, she had to kill the last one by jamming the gun into the skull. Thankfully, I was finished eating by then. Mom was still holding a baby back rib, but she yelped, then put it down and pushed her plate away. Zombie shows and barbecue, not a good recipe for dinner, though perhaps a good way to diet. After dinner, I went back up to my room and tried to study for biology some more, but everything ran together in front of my eyes. Then the phone buzzed with a text message. Jill, biology brain bleed. Help me. Me, your text. Last thing I saw, blind pies, send future text in Braille. We're going to wait for the just lovely signals. Thanks, Xfinity, for not making this story seem like it's coherent. Okay, we're back. And his friend Rob were studying vocabulary for their Spanish final. Jill thinks Rob is the hottest guy on the soccer team. Me, sounds like some pretty aerobic studying. Jill, totally. Have you noticed Rob? Jill, totally. Have you noticed Rob has this little divot in his chin that, me, I'm hanging up now. Enjoy the view. I'm pretty sure Jill talked to me for at least 5 minutes after I hung up before she realized I wasn't there anymore. I love her, but I'm no match for Rob's legs. Mom walked by on her way to her bedroom and told me there was clean laundry for me in the dryer. I went down to get it, and Dad grinned and waved me over to the couch. He was eating. 5 bites out of Dad's Ben & Jerry's pint. Ironically, Dad's favorite flavor is Chubby Hubby. Of course, he's not chubby at all. He's in great shape. He goes to the gym 3 or 4 times per week and lifts weights and runs on the treadmill. He used to run half marathons and still talks about training again. He was watching some talk show with a politician and some comedians on it. They were in front of a studio audience and kept zinging each other, then sipping something out of mugs with the show logo on it. Zing, sip, zing, sip, zing, sip. We watched the show and passed the pint back and forth. After 5 bites, I held up my hand. Dad took some more, big bite with a smile, and then paused the DVR. He put the lid back on the ice cream, then got up and put the pint in the freezer. He asked if I was ready for finals. I pulled a throw pillow over my face and collapsed on the couch. Dad, what? Me, muffled by pillow. I hate that question. Dad laughing. Why? Me throwing pillow at him. Because how the heck would I know if I'm ready? You never know if you're ready for a test until you are actually taking the test in question. Then we both cracked up, and Dad said he was sorry that he would never ask if I was ready for a test again. I like him so much sometimes. I wish he were as nice to Mom as he is to me. Monday, May 21st, weight 134, raisin bran with soy milk, orange juice. AM snacks, nothing. Lunch, 2 tacos, ground beef, lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, Spanish rice, fresca, split a Twix bar with Jill. PM snack, trail mix from the vending machine, almonds, dried cranberries, raisins, white chocolate chips. Dinner, leftover lasagna, 1 square, spinach salad with tomatoes, avocados, and balsamic vinaigrette. Dessert, 100-calorie snack pack of mini Oreos. The best part of today ranked in order of excellence. 1, biology is over forever, and I think I did okay on the final. 2, taco bar for lunch. 3, at practice, Vanessa showed Coach Perkins the CalorTrack app, and we gave her our printouts from the last few days. Coach said we could continue using the app and could bring out printouts to her during the summer practices. Jill came over to study for the English final tonight. Dad worked late at the dealership, and Mom leaves for the hospital around 4 p.m. She usually works 4 12-hour shifts every week. I was making leftover lasagna and a salad when Jill arrived in her post-rehearsal warm-ups. I offered her lasagna, but she'd only eat salad. And by salad, I mean the raw spinach leaves with tomatoes, no avocado or dressing. We reviewed the English study guide for a long time. Then we reviewed how hot Rob's legs are for an even longer time. If there were a final on Rob, Jill would ace it. Thursday, May 31st, weight 132 pounds. Breakfast, AM snack, lunch, PM snack, dinner, dessert. I've been keeping track of my calories on CalorTrack for the past week since Coach gave us the go-ahead. But I just saw this food diary while I was cleaning out my bag. I realized there's no place in the app to write about our feelings. I guess Coach Perkins forgot about that part of the assignment. Not that it matters so much to her about how we feel, although that makes her sound like a terrible person, and that's not what I'm saying. I just mean the point of her having us keep track of our food intake is so we stay at a healthy weight for running. I'm sure she doesn't miss having to wade through all of this babbling. I guess I sort of miss writing it all down. There's something about seeing my words on these pages from the past week that gives me a feeling inside. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like when Mom tells me I have to clean out my dresser drawers because they are such a jumbled mess. She doesn't know which one is for socks and which one is for underwear or t-shirts. I hate the feeling of dread, which starts me with basically dragging myself into my room by force and dumping out the drawers on my bed. It feels like an impossible task, like I'll never get everything folded neatly and put back into the dresser. But then little by little, it just happens, one t-shirt at a time, until finally I slide the last drawer into place, and then I feel a big wave of relief in my chest. For the next few days at least, I try keeping the drawers as neat as possible. I become extra diligent at folding things up when I put them on and don't wear them, and I make sure to put everything back in the right drawer tucked away just so. Having a clean dresser affects my whole room too. It makes me not want to leave my clothes on the floor at night. I always try to put them in the hamper or hang them back up. I guess it sounds ridiculous, but I love that feeling I get in the morning when I open my eyes and everything is put away. Of course, eventually I get in a hurry, or I'm running late, or I can't decide what to wear on the way out the door and change 12 times, and then I come home to an avalanche of stuff to deal with. If I don't do it right away, the dresser gets messy again in a hurry. I just start shoving things wherever they'll fit. But while it's clean, it seems I have all this space and freedom in my room, like the bedroom itself is bigger and has more space and air. It's the same way with this food diary. Today was the last day of school and I dragged home all the crap from my locker. I was unpacking my book bag in my room, and when I saw this diary, the first feeling I had was how glad I was that I didn't have to write in it anymore. Still, I flipped it open and read over some of what I'd written, and all of a sudden I felt this urge to write again. Like somehow it would be sad if I just stopped. It's only been a little more than a week, and I'd already forgotten about telling Jill that her bun was too tight when we went to get yogurt, and it made me smile to remember that. I wondered what else I'd forgotten because I didn't write it down. As I looked back on all the pages I'd written so far, it was like seeing clean dresser drawers in my brain and my heart. It's like I've taken this tangled mess of thoughts and feelings and things that happened and stuff people said and folded each one carefully into a little entry about what happened that day. So I dug out a pen. The minute I was holding the pen in my hand, it felt impossible to write anything down. Then I saw the first blank for my weight, so I weighed myself and I wrote that down. I've already typed all my food into the app so far today. I decided to skip all that and just write what is going on today. Today, my sophomore year is officially over. Next year, I'll be a junior. Vanessa got all weepy when we were cleaning out our lockers because she and Jeff won't see each other every single second of every single day anymore, although that's not really the case. We'll be running together practically every day, and usually we hang out in the afternoons too. Jeff will probably get a summer job working construction for his dad a few days a week. I promised Vanessa that we would go and take him lunch if she wanted to, which made her smile and wipe her eyes. She said it wasn't just Jeff she'd miss, it was this, and then she waved her arm around the hallway. I don't know how to explain it, but I knew what she meant. We'll be back in school in 12 weeks, same building, same hallway, same people. But we'll never be sophomores again, and we'll never take biology together again, and we'll never be exactly the same as we were right in that moment. This afternoon when she said it, I understood what Vanessa meant. But now that I'm thinking about it, folding it up in these sentences and sliding it into the drawer with all my other thoughts and memories, it makes a knot swell up in my throat and my eyes sting a little bit. Who knows how this summer will change us? I guess this is one of the reasons I like Vanessa so much. She remembers how special these little moments are while we're still having them. I'm glad that I decided to write this down. Now that I'm finished, it feels like I have all of this brain space left over to use for thinking about other things. I don't have to worry about forgetting this either. It's all right there, tucked neatly away for the next time I need it. Where are we? Ooh, wow. I think we'll stop there. I think that's pretty good. All right, so here we are, our first day where we are reading Letting Anna Go. It's so interesting to me. Yeah, I like it already. I could keep reading, but I won't. I will wait for you and we'll read it together. Now I'm looking for where did I put my bookmark? Okay, this is Dr. Annette Feravich. Thank you so much for joining me here today in the classroom, in our reading room, where we are reading Letting Anna Go by, I don't know who wrote this. I don't know. Thanks again for joining me.